If I had to start my trading journey over from scratch tomorrow, I would do things a lot differently. I've been trading for 18 years, and honestly, the first few years of that, I was grinding in the wrong direction, man. Not because my strategy was bad, but because I was completely wrong about the order of things, about what actually needed to happen first before the income could become consistent. I'm Ken Chigbo from E8 Markets, and before I get into anything, I just want to be straight with you. This is not E8 promising $10,000 a month. Anyone who makes that kind of promise is just not being honest with you. What this is me sharing the roadmap I genuinely wish that I had when I started, based on my own journey and what I have seen across thousands of traders. And the path to $10,000 a month exists. It's just not what most people think it is. And if you've been stuck in the same level for a while, there's a pretty good chance that you're skipping one of the steps that I'm about to walk you through. So let's get into it. When I first started trying to make real income from trading, I was doing exactly what most people do. I was obsessing over the strategy, changing entries, testing different time frames, looking for the edge in the wrong place. What I was not doing was asking myself whether the numbers were actually real, whether my results held up over enough trades, whether I could prove on paper that what I was doing worked, not just feeling. And that is a thing most traders miss. $10,000 a month is not a strategy problem. It's a sequencing problem. Most people are trying to solve step 6 before they've done the steps 1 through to 5. And when you do that, extra capital does not help you. It just makes the losses bigger. So here are the 6 steps. I will walk you through each one. Step 1. Early in my career, I genuinely believed my strategy worked. I had winning months, I had a few good stretches, and my head, I had convinced myself I knew what I was doing. Then I went for a period that tested it properly and it fell apart. Not because the market changed, because I'd been reading my results selectively, taking the wins as proof and explaining away the losses as bad luck or bad timing. I had not actually done the work to verify what I was doing actually had a real statistical edge. Now, here is the honest truth. Back testing tells you what would have worked in the past under ideal condition, right? Live validation tells you what actually works when your emotions are involved and the market is doing things that you did not expect. They are not the same thing. You need at least 3 to 6 months of live data before you can call something a real edge. Not 2 weeks of great trading, months. The 3 numbers that you need to know are win rate, average risk to reward, and expectancy. Expectancy is really the one most traders ignore. The formula is simple. It's your win rate multiplied by your average winner minus the loss rate multiplied by your average loser. If the win rate is 50%, your average winner should in theory be 2R and your average loser should be 1R. Your expectancy is 0.5R per trade. Anything above 0 means your system makes money over time. Aim for at least 0.3R to 0.5R before you move on. If you cannot pull up your trading history right now and actually calculate those numbers, you're not ready for step 2 yet. This is not criticism. This is just the honest truth from me. Step 2, get your metrics to a fundable level. Positive expectancy is the starting point. Consistency is what proves it's real. The thing that reveals whether a trader has genuine skill or has just had a good run is what their worst week looks like compared to their best week. If those 2 numbers are miles apart, the execution is the problem, not the strategy. If 1 or 2 lucky trades are carrying 3 months of results, that's not an edge, that's a variance. Go back through your last 3 months, look at your equity curve. Is it steady growth with controlled losing weeks, or is it spikes and crashes? Is your position sizing consistent, or are you doubling up after losses trying to recover? These things, believe me, matter more than the headline number. Fix the inconsistencies before you spend a single penny on a challenge. A shaky foundation does not become stable just because the account gets bigger. Step 3, solve the capital ceiling problem. This was generally the one that frustrated me the most for the longest time. I remember running numbers one day and genuinely feeling annoyed because I had a strategy that was working. The problem was it was working on a small account and the math just doesn't care about how good your process is. Take, for example, to make $10,000 a month, you need 10% monthly return on a $100,000 account. That same 10% on a $5,000 account is $500. Same strategy, completely different life. And here is where most traders go wrong. They try to solve the capital problem by taking on more risk on a small account. To make $10,000 from $5,000, you need a 200% monthly return. Let that sink in. That level of risk blows the account every time without exception. That is not a discipline problem, it's a math problem. And the SimFi challenge is how you solve it without spending years trying to save up hundreds of thousands of dollars of your own money. You prove your edge on the challenge, you pass it, you get the capital, you trade at the level your strategy actually deserves. The cost of entry is a fraction of what it would take to build that capital yourself. Step 4, treat the challenge like a professional audition. I have watched a lot of traders approach challenges the wrong way. They go in trying to pass, and that one shift in motivation from proving process to chasing the result is exactly what causes them to fail. Think about it like about this, a job interview. Your goal is not to impress someone doing something spectacular. Your goal is to show up consistently, follow the process, and demonstrate that you can be trusted with capital. That's it. Before you start, set your risk on the lower end of what you normally trade. This is not the time to start sizing up. Take only the best setups that hit every item on the checklist. If it does not qualify, you do not take it. Simple. The biggest mistake that I see in the first 3 days is traders going after the profit target early. They take trades that are not there. They start the hole before they've even built any momentum. Starting slow is always better. Treat day 1 exactly like day 10 and you will finish the challenge without drama. Step 5, manage a funded account differently than a personal one. Something shifts when the account is larger. I have seen traders who were completely disciplined on their own money get a funded account and either freeze or overtrade, and both reactions are dangerous. Your job on a simulated funded account is not to make as much money as possible, as fast as possible. Your job is to make consistent payouts over a long period of time. Monthly income, not monthly jackpot. Trade the same risk percentage you use during the challenge. Do not suddenly start sizing up because the account's bigger. Keep the same daily loss limit. Your first payout is proof of concept. It's not the signal to start pushing harder. The traders who stay funded long term are the ones who become more disciplined after passing, not less. Step 6, scale it into repeatable monthly income. One funded account is the start, not the destination. The math is simple. $100,000 account at 5% monthly return is $5,000 a month. 2 accounts at the same return is $10,000 a month. The strategy does not change. The number of revenue streams does. The only rule is patience. Do not add a second account until you have 2 or 3 consistently profitable months on the first one. Adding accounts before you are consistent just multiplies your losses. Each account is a revenue stream. Your job is to protect each one and add new ones gradually as the process proves itself. That is what $10,000 a month actually looks like in practice. It's boring, it's repeatable, and it's systematic, which is exactly how it should be done. So that is the roadmap. Prove your edge, get your metrics right, solve the capital problem, pass the challenge properly, manage the funded account like a business, and scale gradually into something consistent. Honestly, the thing that held me back the longest was step 3. The capital ceiling is real. It's frustrating because you have generally a good strategy and you're still stuck making $500 a month because the math just doesn't work on a small account. That's the most annoying part of the journey for me personally, and E8 kind of solves that. You pick your account, you take the SimFi challenge, and if you pass, you get a performance account with that exact capital to trade. Up to 100% profit split payouts whenever you want them. No hidden rules, no surprises halfway through. We have paid out over $71 million to more than 19,000 traders, so the track record is there. The link is in the description if you want to check it out, and I'm going to see you on the next video.